It's the show, it's the show, it's the asshole cooking show, and just like I promised, I'm gonna do a meatloaf. And you know, the rock star Meatloaf was singing, "This is gonna be a Valentine's Day meatloaf. Happy Valentine's Day to all you guys." And some people on the Facebook says, "Oh, what are you gonna do for your Valentine?" And now I have to do this out of risk of being full of shit because when you already say, "Oh, I'm going to make a meatloaf." The Rockstar Meatloaf sings, "I will do anything for love, but I won't do that." But if only the Rockstar Meatloaf knew I was going to be making meatloaf, he might say, "Oh, I know you will do anything for love, but maybe you better not do that again ever." But we will see if that's the case real soon here. We're just going to dive right into it. I mean, I'm going to, don't necessarily be in any order, but I'm going to just prepare the ingredients in my own crazy way too after I had a little bit of briefing and talking about the ingredients. So I'm going to get right to it. I'm going to put some of this in here like this. I was going to go through the ingredients, but yeah, some of this, we're going to do this, and I'm going to put some on top. But I kind of, it's going to be inside the mix here. I'm doing this with one hand, so I'm going to do this. This is going to be some mixing, and here's the trip of it. I'm going to have the eggs. I'm going to put just a couple in here. I'm going to crack this egg. Oops. There's one. And you got to be really slick with your hands too to be able to do this with one hand. Ew. And oops, take a shell out of there. But and then that's it. And I have a couple of those in there, and then I'm going to close this up. I have one hand, it's all eggy and everything else, and that's okay because I'm doing this with one hand. We're going to mix it up. And you kind of beat up the yolks or whatever, but hell, when you're mixing it up, it's going to be beat up anyway, just like I'm doing now. So what the hell's the difference? Just, like I said, just dive in. And I already have a clever way of breaking eggs with one hand without getting shells. And you drop a shell and just pick it up and toss it. That's all we do. And damn, this meat is cold. Cold on the hands. And some of this, I'm going to love this. This has got to go in. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to, yeah. Aha. And then we're going to put it in here, because then when this cooks, this is going to cook up and it's going to have a good aroma to it. But actually, I'm going to do a better mixing when I pause it off a camera with two hands real quick, but I'm going to give you the rough idea right now. But let me open this up. Yeah. Ew. And there it goes. We're going to do this. I'm going to add some of these later, but right now we're going to add some of this. Get this damn thing open. And we're just going to shake some of it in there fairly generously, but not overly generously. You don't want to get it too watered because we're going to add some breadcrumbs in here right now. But one thing, if you make the consistency too, the breadcrumbs will balance it out. You know what I mean too. And this is going to make a little bit of grease, so there you go. But and then we'll form it into a loaf. But right now, off camera, real quick, I'm going to take it with my bare hands and just do a little mixing. So with two hands, I'm going to pause real quick and be right back. Alright, we're back. I mixed this with 2 hands, and then the Worcestershire sauce ball and a couple of things. I had to wash it off and put it away because in my yucky hands, so I can do this again. I'm going to add a little bit of this, but some of this is going to go on top later, but I'm going to put in here for flavor. Just a little bit, not much. And then we're going to add some of this for consistencies here too, and I'll mix some with 1 hand, but I'm going to mix it with 2 hands off camera because you know, I'm doing this by myself and holding the camera by myself. So we're going to add a little bit, not too much. There. And we're going to start mixing like what I'm going to do with this with 2 hands off camera, so you'll see what it's like. It's going to go in. Mix it on up. And this is going to go and mix. Just a little bit more, but just a little bit more, not too much. Because then I'm going to put the rest of this on to top some things off, and it's going to be like a, for the top, when I add some of this for the top, you'll see in a few minutes here. So I'm going to pause and do a 2-handed mix here. A lot of extensive double-handed mixing and swishing around. And in the process, I added a little bit more of these because then you can kind of feel the consistency. It's instinctive, like it needs more. But you know what? Screw it. I'm going to mix this up in here real quick. Pause it, and I'm going to do a double-handed mix. And then start recording again. Alright, you guys, it's another step almost. Oh, this, you can just toss this around for a long time. It's almost like playing with Play-Doh. Holy shit. But, yeah, I did this, and this is going to be different, and, throw the whole goddamn thing in. Who cares? But, yeah, I'm gonna roll this into a loaf here, but I need 2 hands, so I'm going to show you what it looks like after. I'm just going to shape it up, and it's going to go in here, and I'm going to set it on this, and then I'm going to top it off with some of this, but I'm going to pause right now, and you'll see what I mean. Took it out of the thing I was mixing in, and I'm going to put the camera down, and I'm going to do a little bit of touch-ups. Let me get this camera straight here before I get ready to put it into the pan. But like, move it about like that. Okay, now we're gonna roll it around, get this out of the way. Lift it up here and put it on here. Alright. Alright, and now here goes. We are going to, it's right here like this. Oops. Smack it around, I don't want that. Pat it down a little bit. Gonna take this. And we're going to just, we're gonna, get out of there. Put it over top. Hold on. And then we're going to just smear it on there. Smear the damn thing all on there. And we're gonna oops, missed the spot. Like that. And what I'm going to do here too is just, I'm gonna, for the outer coating here, I'm just gonna shake some of this and spread it around because I want it to be like, when it cooks on top, I want it, what I want it to look like when it goes into here. And you're just going to make an even amount of this on here. Dang it. Aim it a little bit. How this is going to come up. All right. Oops. Doggone it. It's going to... Okay, so we're gonna turn this on. Oops, turn this on about. I touched this. I got stuff all over it. Turn this on to about 400 degrees, preheat it. Shit, we're in a. Here it is. Haha. Get some foil. I'm gonna cover this with some foil because I don't want. I'm just trying to keep this damn stove clean. So, there a little bit that right there. Just a little bit more. And, where's I need to, yeah, I made mine a little wide there, so I'm going to take this and press it down a little bit anyway, because I'm going to cover it up afterwards there. Yeah. Press this down just a little bit here, because I'm going to, yep, it's getting covered up. But I'm going to do that I'm going to do that off camera because it's hard to not do that with two hands. Now look what I did. Add a little bit of that on there. But then when the onion cooks into this, and chopped onion cooks in it, it's going to taste pretty damn good. So, yeah, I'm not going to be a perfectionist by shaping it. I'm trying to give it a pretty decent shape, but I want to stay it up. This rack thing is only so wide, too. I don't want it kind of... As long as it don't go past the rack, we're all right, so... We go. Just don't want this to... Gonna throw this in. And get it to start baking. And then we'll return when we see the result. The only thing is I hope I didn't put too much Worcestershire. I think I sort of actually shook too much, but it'll be all right. The only thing concerns me, I shook the Worcestershire sauce too radically, but you put a lot on a steak, it's usually pretty good. And just as long as there's enough of breadcrumbs for the consistency to, so it don't get all funky when it cooks, we still should be okay. Sounds like it's sizzling there. We're gonna give it some more time. I went ahead and took the foil off. I was just worried about any splashing. We'll check it in a little while. You guys the finished project. And worst case, yeah, it looks like it's done inside enough to me. Document this, and just like lasagna, it's going to taste way better than it looks. It's already smelling good, so we're gonna just cut this up and serve it. Just take a where the hell is that knife? Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. I smell that when I'm cutting it open. But anyway, I'm gonna serve it on plates, and this part here is the check everything real good. Yeah, it looks good. So anyway, we're gonna do some eating here, and thank you for watching the show, the Asshole Cooking Show. Thank you for watching the show.